never held me up, you put me down, how about now? I wish I could have been around when you found out that I was on Forbes.
It's gotten to the point now where if
these companies don't start fucking holding these players accountable and kicking them out and clawing back that money and
they won't do that because Nick Merckx was right, or excuse me, Nick Merckx was wrong. First off, and I was thinking about this the other day too, Nick Merckx at one point said something along the lines of, and at the time it made sense. He said something along the lines of that, all you need to understand that, yeah, me, Tim, Disrespect, others, Swag, when you see us play a game and say you're looking at the viewer counts and say even Ninja, for example, at the highest of his peaks, right? Or Tifu, when they had 70, 80, 90, even 100,000 viewers, what you need to understand is that technically is a drop in the bucket in comparison to the number of people that are actually playing the game. So the people that are playing the game is into the millions and millions, right?
Right.
So you might think, oh, look at the like, for example, and it is kind of a funny thought to think about it. Say Nick Merckx has 75,000 people watching him. That's as big as a fucking football stadium, right? It seems like a lot of fucking people. But if there happens to be 4.9 million people playing, you think that the developers, you think that any of these people at Activision or at Epic give a fuck about what I say? Now, I used to think, oh yeah, that's a really good point. Now I think differently. Now I think, no, that is absolutely true, because people like Who's Immortal, J-God, even content creators for that matter, they are given those early accesses to, Black Ops 6, when Modern Warfare 3 dropped, to play the game, tell us what your thoughts are, blah, 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 blah. So no, they actually do take into consideration what you have to say, and you do have a lot of, maybe not like wholesomely, but you do have some influence on where things are at. So what I was going to say is more, no, what needs to fucking happen is these cheats, and this is something that I've been noticing over the last 9 months, not 9 days, not 9 weeks, 9 months. The cheats are not even blatant in your face. Bam, locked right on the brain, not moving. It can sometimes look like that, but it's kind of more like better tracking, or like the text between him and him, where they were like, oh, have the sticky set to 6 and have the smoothness, set to 9, and then knowing that there's variables. You can go on a scale of 1 to 9, 1 to 6, whatever the fuck it is. And so even if somebody has one sticky, one smoothness, sure is fucking better than what you're playing on mouse and keyboard. So, and so by that standard, you would have to then, and I'm not a computer guy, I'm not a ones and zeros guy, I'm not a code guy, but I would have to assume at that point that these cheats now are not all that sophisticated if it's really getting to the point where you can affect the range on a scale. On a scale, that would mean that, like, oh my God, that means that you've got, well, at this point, 9 different variant levels. I mean, I'd like to think that Ricochet or any,
like that dude that shot me with that fucking car yesterday at like 300 meters. How did he do that?
Right. And right, but then, okay, so now, then let's take that, for example. Now let's just pretend that maybe you're wrong, right? Maybe it was a stray bullet. Maybe you don't know that came from a car, right? Or even a cat, for that matter. What I'm saying is that, so then what you're saying then with that comment is that not only are there stickies, wall hacks, now you're going to say, and it could be possible, now you're even alluding to the possibility that now you can affect bullet
range.
Right. That you would actually be able to fire a weapon from that far away and actually have it hit you. I mean, that's not even
with a perfect headshot.
Right. You know what I mean? And that's where then it just go, because then Who's Immortal over the last 48 hours has put out some pretty good content where he has finally, and he even answered a couple of my responses too, and I set him straight on one of them, where there is a pretty bad chat ban that is going on, or a pretty bad one, where it's one thing if, say, you're banned from public lobbies and you can't hear anybody, but then when you're playing, like you and I, we play on, or we talk to each other on Discord, but if, you know, if I get banned, then I can't talk to you. What is that shit? You know what I mean? So he was covering how a lot of people, and J God brought it to everyone's attention, that people who are getting chat banned are 100% not able to talk to their friends on this game. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. And so I put in there, and Who's Immortal, like I said, he texted me back once, I texted him back once, and then he responded to mine, where I said, because he goes, you know, and just to be clear, this is not over cursing or cussing. I said, no. It absolutely can be, can be over cursing and cussing, because I've been banned
like 5 or 6 times.
Well, I thought it was only 3 or 4, but okay. Where 2 of them I know. Okay.
Yep.
I know that. But then the other ones were fuck you, you stupid bitch.
Yep.
No, name calling. And so he tried to say that's not possible. I said no.
Maybe not for him because he's whitelisted, but for everybody else, yeah.
Right, but then, you know, here's the thing though, my guy, and this is just me talking to you now. I mean, because maybe I'm losing my mind with my client and with, you know, politics and Alex Jones. You cannot continue to sit there and say that there is a fucking conspiracy theory. It's not everything.
No, it's not a conspiracy. There are most of the big creators for Call of Duty are whitelisted. They can't be blocked, they can't be banned, they can't be anything.
I'm not even saying that conspiracy theories aren't real. Conspiracy theories, the words themselves came out by the CIA after JFK's assassination. I'm not even saying that there isn't merit to it, but at the point where, oh my God, at every level, every motherfucking level that there is, these players are whitelisted, those players are blacklisted, that politician stands for this, that politician can sleep with a spy and get away with it for that, the president's son did this, the president had sex with a hooker, you know, all of these different, you know, there's P tapes, there's P tapes, he pissed on Russian prostitutes. No matter, there's a coin change shortage, and that's why when you go to fast food chains and they say we don't have a whole lot of change, okay? We can't be in this world where everything, my God, is a conspiracy theory, meaning it could be true. I'm saying, like, there has to be a moment, like an implosion that needs to take place where, like, how can anybody, I mean, I know that you and I are going to sit here and play this game. Okay, cool. But how could anybody in their right mind go, yeah, I want to turn on Warzone. I want to turn on Fortnite. I want to turn on Apex. I want to turn on, I mean, hell, you might as well just start throwing cheats into Rocket League. You know, I mean, you might as well just throw it into fucking campaign games. I mean, it's at the point where
they probably are already in Rocket League, but nobody cares because it's Rocket League, you know? Like, nobody gives a shit.
Right. I get you. You're right. I guess I'm just, you know, there has to be a point at which these companies, they need to understand, like, the amount of money, and because that's clearly what it is, right? Everything's a money grab. Look at what Diablo 4 is doing. Their game's dying. And
they're trying to money grab.
Right, and they're getting people to get Shankos easier, blah blah blah. You know, I just don't understand how it is that these companies don't realize you do understand the massive amount of money that you could actually make. Massive amount of money that you could actually make. But you're choosing not to, but then you give a shit if I What? You know, and again, by the way, I Googled this earlier today too. I cannot find, okay, reasonable intel from Reddit or YouTube for that matter of confirmed, even remotely out of control cheating on Fortnite. How?
Wow.
How?
That's some wow right there. That's wow.
Right. And so I think to myself, okay.
Especially with all the people that have been busted doing it, have admitted to doing it.
See, okay. And when I.
And then yeah, but you know, these people admit to that shit, and then like 3-4 years later, they're like, oh shit, I should pull that down. So not only do they pull it down, or they'll end up deleting their whole account and like starting a new one.
Very nice.
I'm gonna come onto the scene as a new person. Nobody knows who I am if I don't show my face.
So, yeah, but eventually, yeah. So my point is that when I've only played Fortnite. Oh man, maybe, and I'm talking total games.
Like
now.
total.
In the last 2 weeks, I've played 9 or 10 actual games. I do not ever feel or see, oh, I'm getting laser beamed. Oh, I'm getting straight fucked. Somebody's locking on. Never, ever, ever, ever. And so so let's just run with that. Not that says everything, but let's just run with it.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing to stop it? Yet Activision, billion-dollar company.
Well, now way billion, like multi-billion-dollar company now that
Right.
Microsoft owns them.
Right. So how? And I know what you're gonna say. Well, gosh, you read the articles too. They fired everybody and da 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 da.
Nope.
Okay.
That's not what I'm gonna say.
Well,
Epic didn't turn off certain things. When Epic said we're fucking done with this bullshit, they were like, they just hammered down and said, fuck it, we don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. And they've been fine because it's fucking Fortnite.
Well, that I don't know what that last part means because it's fucking Fortnite. I don't know what that means.
It's Fortnite. Well,
it's still arguably a very competitive fucking game.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like maybe and maybe too because the past 3 seasons of OP fucking weapons and shit, nobody's felt the need to cheat because those are basically in-game cheats, right?
Well, I think that would be one of the biggest reasons to shoot. Like, fuck that guy and his fucking Zeus lightning.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
I just think here's what I think. And again, I'm just speculating. I think that they have the right software / equipment.
Well, they use easy
from happening.
Their primary is easy anti-cheat, but they also use Battle Eye at the same time. It's a secondary to like off, I don't know. Like if easy anti-cheat doesn't catch you, the Battle Eye should. Like the way that they've got it set up, but they actually use 2. Now they only say easy anti-cheat when you load up, but if you go into the folder where easy anti-cheat is, Battle Eye's in there too.
Fair enough. Then I just don't get why it is that it has to be so gosh damn complicated when it comes to Call of Duty. I really don't.
Microsoft just needs to take over, and they need to fucking like actually take over, and they need to employ easy anti-cheat. They need to get with Epic Games and be like, hey, can you like share or can we pay for, you know, at least the scripting that you have currently for easy anti-cheat because we want to put this in.
But you can't tell me, okay, all right, cool, like the idea, but help me out here. You can't tell me that I'm going to call them IT, but we both know it's more than that. You can't tell me that the IT guys that work for Epic or people who write code or people who write
are any better than anybody else. No, they're not.
Kinda, not at multi-billion-dollar levels. Maybe something like an offshoot, like, oh, this game came out and it's like looking like shit. Or I still run like it's, you know, the 1992 version of Terminator on Sega. You know, these guys, they fucking know what they're doing and they know what exists out there. I just don't know why this.
And they know what to look for.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why?
I mean, why are players like even myself that have been like for years when Apex dropped. You know, when it first dropped, first 6 months, there wasn't one cheater in the game. Not one. Not a single fucking one. But then after they started going to seasons and started making it super competitive and came up, you know, with all the shit, then the cheaters started showing up, right? But why is it that someone like me is able to spot I can tell the difference between aim assist on a controller and cheating. Why can I tell the difference between that? Maybe it's because I've been seeing it for years and years and years and years. And so these companies hire people, well, people that have, you know, an IT background, because I don't, not like that. I don't have a software development background, which is, you know, what they actually want. It's like software engineers and shit. But it's like, if a person that doesn't have that kind of an IT background can spot this stuff, then they're hiring people that know to look for that kind of stuff, like all the sneaky little shit, and then, you know, look at it multiple times, go, yeah, that's definitely cheating. But they also have software in their toolbox that they can actually like immediately pull like the last 5 minutes of gameplay, and then they can watch. Like they have the equivalent of like a cheat desktop that they can pull that up, and they can see if it was cheats or not.
Right. And in my opinion, that just doesn't seem cost effective. I'm just talking about software. I refuse to believe that Fortnite, and even, by the way, them having Bloom, well, then that clearly means that there's code written in to make sure that sometimes your bullets just don't fucking hit. You know, that someone, if say there was a massive amount of cheating in Fortnite, someone could say, no offense, I'm not mocking you, well, if they would just erase the Bloom software part of the code out of Fortnite, then these cheaters wouldn't even be able to have any access to be able to ... because that's what you would say.
Well, yeah, but that's true.
Right, but what I'm saying is, okay, how does Activision not have that capability to go, well, Fortnite's able to handle this. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I think that they're able to handle it at 90%, and that seems pretty fucking good, because right now it's literally, they are literally saying that 7 out of 10 games you have cheaters.
Yep.
And that's just fucked up, bro. Like that is not good.
How far is that?
Yeah, no, I saw it.
170. Dude, that's 177 meters, and if you point your fucking center dot at the wall, you hit it dead center at 177 meters.
Yeah.
I don't think they fixed the car. Not like what people are thinking.
Anything in this fucking game.
No, but I mean, like, I understand what you're saying. I mean, fucking, like, they've got the money. They've got the money to pay the people to do it right. Microsoft definitely has the money to pay the people.
Yeah, I want to have fun when I play this fucking game, you know, and I want to be shit on, and I want to shit on, you know, and just knowing that
70% of fucking all COD players are cheaters,
and that it's at a variable degree like that, where you're not really sure if you suck, if they're great, you know, because it's not so bold in your face, haha, right to your dome plate it goes, you know. But even just really smooth tracking, it's just it's fucking awful is what it is.
You never believed in me, now you do. It's funny how things change. Used to